Hi, I'm Fern Tallos, and I am the cover artist for Olympia's Spring Arts Walk. I love to incorporate celestial elements into the paintings and different contrast in the backgrounds. I have been painting most all of my life. I have painted most days in my life. I love painting. I grew up in Skagit County, specifically in Anacortes. I was around a lot of art, I was around a lot of artists, and I needed a place that was just mine. I was just making art because it felt like the right thing to do. I needed a practice and, it was there for me. I would say in the last 10 years I've developed a style that is pretty distinct to me. When I approach a painting, it kind of goes through a few phases. So I will sketch on canvas, but I'm usually sketching on like anywhere from 5 to 10 canvases at a time. I'll sketch things out, I'll lay first layer of paint down, and then I will come through and do the next level or the next layer to all of the paintings. So usually it starts with an idea, I have a visual concept, and then I will apply it, and that might change as the series evolves. Lately I'll put my canvases out with my kid and I'll let her draw in pencil or colored pencil on the canvases with me, and that's really fun because I'll try things I hadn't maybe thought of. So we'll draw together. She's 3, so it's pretty wild what she draws, and then I take that and I make shapes from them. This was one of my early murals. It was both like a space for me to explore mural painting, and it also took a really long time. Exploring this idea of like reaching into nature giving back to us giving to nature. It's sort of that like reciprocity and relationship with the natural world. I first started putting my work out in the mid-2000s in Bellingham, and I was pretty young and scared and didn't really have an established style, and it was very experimental. From that point on, I went to school for public health. I worked as an herbalist for 12 years. I was making work, but I wasn't showing work, and it really wasn't until I met my wife who said to me one day, "You're an artist, you're a real artist." I was like, "Oh, I'm just a guy who has to paint, I can't help myself." And she said, that's what an artist is, you're an artist. So after my child was born, I really started showing more consistently. I don't know, what it took was for me to believe that I could. Was it scary to jump right in? It was not scary. It felt like I was making an agreement with the universe to do the thing I was meant to do. So I feel relieved. I do identify as a folk artist, as an outsider artist. I'm really impacted by my Scandinavian ancestry and Scandinavian folk art in particular. They're painting on objects, on chairs and kitchen cabinets and all kinds of things, and I do that too. I paint on objects as well as canvas and the murals, but I love that it is rooted in culture. When I had my child, I had this really big surge of creative energy, and it was connected to ancestral work, and I found myself painting more than ever before, and that was part of what tipped me off into working professionally full-time as an artist. And I found myself more interested in things like traditional weaving and painting. Rose mauling comes from Scandinavian culture, and this traditional ribbon definitely inspires me quite a lot. How do I want people to feel when they look at my art? My hope is that it inspires healing just by bringing joy into the world. So much of my adult life was about healing from a traumatic childhood, and I think painting really offered me something as a child and offered me something as a young adult, and continues to offer me refuge now. It is my most constant practice in life. For me, I think for a long time I resented that I was an artist and felt compelled to make art, no matter what I thought about it. So it means the world to me that people respond well to it. I'm just overjoyed. I'm overjoyed by that. So I'm just cutting these flowers. I love to have flowers in my studio. Beauty impacts our healing the way that nature does, and flowers are a part of that. This is part of why I love to paint them. A lot of artists that work and live in Olympia create nature-based work, and I just find that so inspiring and important. If I could invent my own flower, it would have so many layers, and maybe like 3 or 4 different colors, and then like stars coming off of the top of it. It'd be easy to pick and put inside to look at. I mostly work in Olympia, and I do feel that this town has so much to offer artists. I want to paint really big murals. I want to paint huge walls and travel for work, and that I think that will happen in time if it's going to happen for me. Come see me in the cover art this spring Arts Walk at Olympia Arts and Heritage Alliance.